Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca and welcome back to my Pixel Quest. Of course, here we are again together, going into the next episode of our blind playthrough of Blueprints. We're in a very interesting position. I know many of you have been waiting for the continuation of this day. Let's get into it. It's been crazy. It's been crazy where this game has taken me. Let's see where it takes me from now. Brilliant. Okay, 100. Okay, thank God that worked. We lose this last coin, but that's okay. My goal was steps. My goal has been achieved. All right, let's head back to the magical room. What? I feel so much better about exploring in here now because I don't know how big this is going to be. I don't know how much back and forthing I might need to do. Freaking brilliant. Okay. All right, I'm very pleased with this. Okay. Where do we even start? This is incredible. It looks so good. It looks so freaking magical. I wonder if the colors of the lamps matter. Gold, red. So I'm guessing that we do have 5 hallways up. Ah. Oh my god, this is so much. This is the, so this is the SMRJ box. This is entrance hall. Hang on, a can and a cane, E. I know what to do with this now, E. Wow. Oh my freaking god. Like, maybe what we'll see, let me have a look. Maybe what we'll see here is just the rooms. No, it can't be because entrance hall isn't even listed on the sort of the house plan that was on the door. So are there going to be so many rooms here? God, I wish I had sledgehammer. I wonder what I can interact with. This is nuts. Wow. Hello. Gates. So these are different because these are not our 2 fellows that are in the entrance hall. In fact, this is the mysterious, possibly red herring major, but possibly not. A faceless clock. Like, you can a little bit see into it. I wonder if this is something you can open. Okay. This is such an interesting configuration. Oh my god, this is so much exploring. God help me. This is kid in a freaking candy shop. Okay. All right. So, what have we got here? Yellow, which goes northwards. Green, which swaps. Blue, which takes on the power of whatever is in the center, I think. But what we need is Arch Aries. I wonder why Arch Aries. Or maybe we'll just find all of the different realms represented in more Ajai boxes throughout the house. So, if I do this, now blue will flip up there. And then... So, but now blue is not going to do the work of green. It's going to be yellow, which goes up. So I think I just ruined the position I had. Yeah, okay. How can I get this? Only if I swap these. Yeah, now theoretically I can... What can I do? What do I need to get these? I sort of need the greens really to get the 2 yellows down here. Is that what I need to do? So maybe I want the green down here, but then I can't move it anywhere. I can only get the blue back down. Black is really important. Okay, I just paused to have a little think. So actually, I think maybe the next thing to try is if I put this here, now blue, we'll move that across. Okay, so I can then do this to get another yellow down here. Now, so that's something. But now the green is up here and I can't move it. The blue is up here and I can't move it. I can only move this. I could get the black down the bottom. Oh, I could get the green in the middle and then move it somewhere here, but I don't think that benefits me. If I do this again, then I can move... Yes, I can now move the green into the corner, get the green down here. Yes, this seems better. Great, and now blue will still... Now I can get another yellow down here. But they won't be in the right position. I can get the yellows back up here, which is great. It would actually be ideal to have the blue down here now. But I don't know... Hang on. Put that down there. Yes, that gets us the blue down here. We can get these two in position, and then these two will just go up into the corner. Yes! Oh, that was a really fun, interesting one. Tended rosevine. Tended rosevine. Lies? Oh. Okay, could all of this be what the Blueprints book is referring to when it says a house full of lies and the truth that one boy finds? Oh god, I'm just realizing that I was so keen on getting the step thing. Look, it's fine. The steps was the most important thing because there was a chance I could have, like really fucked that up. But it would have been so good to make sure that I have the magnifying glass down here. But what could get me the magnifying glass? I've already had commissary. It's hard to ensure that. Maybe attic. But I have so few places to draft now. Okay. Alright, lies. So we need to find the truth, the Morajai box that has truth in it. Oh my god. Like where? Orange? Red? I don't know if this matters. Gallery. Another gallery puzzle? O-O-N-M. Well, that works with ponder, but we can't even do anything here. Man, I wish I had magnifying glass just in case. Okay, there's another Morajai box. Oh. 3 on, like, what is that, a dumbbell? And then 8 on a calendar. 8, so a date. Hang on, a date and a weight. But they have totally different spellings. A date and a weight. I'm not sure what to do, but I'm sure that there's a letter that can come from this. I've got to work out, is this calendar, page, day? I've got to work out what this is. Some kind of weight of some kind. Okay, and what could these freaking letters refer to? Moon. I mean, if you just go 1 to M-O-N, it's another reference. I don't know if anybody will know what that is. It's a reference from a particular movie I watched when I was younger. I'll be very curious to know who else knows that. M-O-N, that spells whatever you want it to spell. Okay, don't worry, it's definitely a reference if you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, cool. Same colors that we're playing around with. So now I have... This is the blue one. Maybe this will be the true one. So these will just go up here, and maybe that's fine, because the grey are like the most useless. So the only thing I have that will move is this. If I swap this, then we can at least get this into the center, and now we can move all of the blue. But that does nothing down here because they're all the same. And here, it just removes the power. So, except now blue will go up. Which would mean I could at least get this one up the top. No, it won't, because now this is just a blue. We need to do this. Now this... This will only go across. Hang on, I need the yellow in the center. So yeah, I need the blue to be upwardly mobile. That'll get one blue up here, and then I can get... If I do this though, that'll move down here. I'm doing that thing where I'm trying to picture in my mind's eye, like, what works? Okay, I just had to pause and go and put some rice on. So I think with these, with the blues acting like yellows, I can at least do that, and that gets me there. However, the problem... Right, yeah, okay, yeah, this should be fine. If I can send this one up here, and I've still got the black to put in the center to then allow these to move. Okay. Okay. Now, we just need this here to do that. Brilliant. These are so clever and so interesting. Seek. Seek. Huh. Oh, man. Oh, man. Seek lies? I'm sure there's going to be more to it than this. Moon. Seek moon? Just want to make sure I'm looking carefully and not missing things. This is so interesting to be dealing with a whole new house. Okay, so I'm thinking like gallery was actually in the spot. Gallery was in the correct spot associated with the plan on the door. So whatever this room is, we can't come in from. So I'm guessing that like this probably has a bit of a maze element to it, because we know what some of the rooms are going to be. They're going to have exits that work in certain ways. Man, I'm so glad I have steps. Drawing room. Okay, alright. And this is all going to spell something. This is definitely the picture puzzle. I just need to figure out what they are. So there's like pie, looks like an American pie type thing. Ah, excuse me? I was like, yeah, I wonder what this is going to show. Abstract. God knows if this is part of the puzzle. I mean, it's got clockwise swirls on it, not anti-clockwise swirls. Same plate. Pie. Hang on, but this is pie. Oh, so E. That's pie with the different spelling. E. All right, I got that one. It's another E. Is the house message going to be E? Okay. Oh God, that looks so cool the way the window is drawn. It's so amazing. I mean, I love things. I mean, this is one of the reasons I've loved this whole game, that it does look like everything is, you know, like the edges on everything are like drawn edges. I really, really love that. Really, really love that. So we can't do most of the usual things that we do in the rooms, fair enough. Fireplace, are you anything special here? Clock. Alright. So we're going to be, I can just see that we're going to be close to solarium here. Okay. Okay, so we're dealing with purple, which will head southwards. Cool. Orange, which will... What is orange? Orange will conform to the ones that are around it. What do we need? We need purple. Okay, so at the very least we need to create more purple. Got it. We could immediately put that there to make the blue behave. Okay. We could what? We could send this down. Well, I would probably want to turn... We want to get these ones here surrounded. I mean, that gets that there, for one. I only need to turn one, maybe. Maybe I only need to turn one of them purple. And then I could even swap... You know, this is kind of interesting. If I do this, now the blue is going to act as a purple. Ah, but this doesn't turn purple. But what if I do this? Then it does. Okay. So this at least gets us our purple, but now... I can only send this purple down. I've got... And I have no way actually to move... The blue goes southwards. Yeah, I think this is not the way to have done it. I think I have no way to get a purple up here now. I could only move this one down. Which which would be an even worse position. I could... No, I can't swap these two. This will go down. Okay, I think maybe that was not it. There we go. So there's not really any way to get things up again, meaning that I need to keep 2 of these up the top. That's not enough for this. Oh, hey Pixie. Hey. That's not enough for this. It needs to be even more surrounded. If I swap this and this, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so we've got our 4 and a different kind of construction now. If I then... This should work, right? Ah, there we go. There we go. That works. Oh man, is it we seek what's in the shade of truth? Except that one of them was the word lies. That's we seek, you know? We seek. That's immediately what my mind has gone to. We seek what's in the shade of truth. I was always waiting for that to come back. I mean, I don't know if that's it, but it's starting to feel right? We seek what's in the shade of truth. Oh my god, I love seeing these rooms. Maids, so that's maid's chamber. I mean, I don't really have much of a plan here about what I'm doing. Let's just move around, I suppose, and see what we see. Maid's chamber. Okay. A clog and a cog, so L. Easy. And what is this one? What is this one? Pinks. So pinks are great. Pinks, we can move things around very easily, and we need to change one of these oranges to purple. This is another erosion. So how can I even begin to do this? We can move the pinks down, that's how. So now we can move Erasia up. That one is now Erosian. Great. Alright, the pinks are brilliant. The pinks, you can move things really, really quite easily. How is this going to work though? That's not too bad. Now that's erosion as well. I feel like if I just kind of keep playing with it, we'll get there. In fact, if I can get them at... Oh yeah, then we just send that one down. Okay, yep. Yay! So that could be, we seek what's in the shade of truth. If that's what it is. Doesn't confirm anything yet, but going well. Oh, conservatory. Is conservatory here? No, not on that. So this is, we're filling out the map. God, this looks so cool. Huh. Look at the exposed brick. It looks amazing. Bear and ear, even though they're pronounced totally different in my dialect, in my language, in my dialect, in my accent. So B. Okay. Hey. All right. So we've got a couple of greens to play with, which is great. A black, that's cool. The yellow will move north. Yep. So we need to We need to create some more green. How can we best do that? What if I swap that? There we go. Alright, that's one. I can get that down there. That's not quite enough. Swap that back. There we go. All right, that gets us 4. If I... So this can help me get one down. I mean, what I need is to get them off the middle. That's what I need here. Now at least we have a green everywhere. In fact, now that one's green as well. And okay, great. We've got plenty to play with now. Okay. But now... What do I need? Hang on. If I do this... No, now I don't have enough green down here. That's not what I need. We need to swap that back. How can I get a green here? Now I get a green down there, but damn it. How can I make this work? This feels like it should be so simple. What am I missing? What obvious thing am I missing here? The yellow only, this will only go up. However, if I do that, now I can actually swap it back here and then swap a green down here. Okay. Got it. Whoops. Here we go. So far this works perfectly. It's not confirmation, but it works perfectly with what I've been expecting. Brilliant. God, this is so good. That was Maid's Chamber. So if we head down here... I'm so glad I came back with more steps. Oh, bedroom. So we've got, what, what is that, a trellis? Trellis? A ship? A boat? A pier? A pier? A jetty? What do you call this? You know what? I don't know. I'll figure it out. I would have thought it's a trellis. Hand? I don't know if I'll be digging in here. This is the Baroness's bedroom. Super interesting. So those mysterious boxes that may be absolutely nothing. Like, what if there is something that's interactable? Okay, we need greens again. We've got blues that will act like whatever is in the middle. If I put the yellow down here, the blues will not do No, I can't put the yellow down here, actually, in fact. I can swap that, and then we get all of these things green, so that's a good start. But I've got no black to play with. I can have greens on any corner. The question is getting greens down here. So if I move, there we go. Bam. Oh, okay, nope. Right, this is the first one, well, apart from the word lies. Okay, lies past. Maybe it's lies past, not lies, as in truth or lies. Lies past, it could be. Something lies past something. Which way did I come in? Green. That's conservatory. Okay, we came in this way. That's maid's chamber. Drawing room. Okay. That. Now we're heading up again, I think. Maid's chamber. Cool. Yep. Yep. Been in there. Drawing room. Ah, okay. Hallway. Or something. Want some version of hallway. Okay. That's like what? That's a lamb? A lab. M. Cool. Got that one. Another blue one. So... I've completely forgotten what white does, to be honest. Okay. Oh, hey, Pixie. Hey, darling. Hey, sweetheart, don't fall off the chair. He jumped on the back of a chair and it rocked. Alright, I am back from a bigger break. Unfortunately, I just had to take because of, life. But I could not leave this game alone, of course. So, when I had some moments, I've actually taken the time. This is actually really useful at this point. I've taken the time to make a bit more of a proper map of this place. Recording, I suppose, the things that I sort of now know about it. So I actually have I have one big map where I'm kind of including, I've got the rooms and the sort of the access in the passageways and things like that so far. I have a whole nother map where I'm just including a little mini map where I'm including just the letters that I'm finding. I have another map where I'm including the words that I'm finding inside the Morajai boxes, and I have another map, I don't know if it matters, but I have another map where I'm including which realm essentially is on the Morajai boxes in each room, because I don't know if this it seems like there's a lot of color puzzles afoot, right? I don't know if this is going to matter as well. So I've got 4 separate maps that I'm recording from now, and I was actually really God, I love this music so much. It's so perfect. I don't even really know what's going on, but it's so perfect. It's my exact kind of music. It's like it's been composed for me. I'm just gonna go with that. I got excited when I was writing down the letters also, because I was able to figure out what the 2 I couldn't figure out were, and I actually needed some help with them. So I had the one with the weight with the 3 on it, and the what was the other thing? The calendar that had an 8 on it. I got there just by kind of starting to think of, right, what are the different words I can associate here, And it didn't take very long. It just sort of clicked that it was actually the word weight. And I actually did look up what that kind of weight was. It's a kettleball. But I was like, I don't think, I can't really make anything from this ball and whatever. Anyway, so I figured it's weight and 8. So W is the word. But I just thought that was interesting because obviously I was sort of I was like, is it the picture versus the picture or the number versus the number? And obviously it's a combo of the two, which is cool. The other one I needed some help with, I did figure it out. It is harbor and arbor, but I did not know arbor. Arbor is a new word to me. So I only found that out by going, look, all I can make of this is the word trellis and the word arch and lattice at a stretch, and I can't think of anything that goes with them. So I just looked up like synonyms to trellis, and arbor came up, and I was like, bam, that's it, harbor, got it. So, but I was very excited while I was doing that one. That was the last one that I did. And I was already looking for a word where H was going to be the missing letter, because now that I've got them on the map, I was able to see that the letters, so I have in the second rank, I had, blank EW, sorry, EW, it spells U, but, EW. And I was like, I bet you this is going to be our Eurasian hue. So I was waiting for an H. Under that, I've got BLE. I'm wondering if it will be bleed, maybe? Oh my God, I don't know. I don't have that many yet, so let's go on. I'm really hoping that all of my steps work out. Okay. Now, this is blue. I've got 3 blues. I'm going to need to create another blue. I assume I'm going to be able to do that from the white, though from memory, my main experience with the white is just that it changes to and from grey, like adjacent tiles. What I'm wondering is if I get yellow here, then I can shift so will this now turn blue? It turns grey. Okay. So it doesn't work like the other ones. How can I create a blue from this? Does it need to be even more surrounded by blue? That just turns... So my understanding of the way that white tiles work, and I'm obviously wrong, I have to be wrong, is that if you click a white tile, it turns itself and any adjacent tiles grey. So those two turn grey. These stay white. If I click that, but then if it has grey adjacent to it, it turns it white again. How I can use this to turn any of them blue, I don't know, but I feel like the grey tiles are not going to do it. Like this just moves, this just moves. Like what on earth, These don't need 4 whites, they need blue. I'm honestly like, I wonder if I've even learned what I need to learn about white tiles. Fully surrounded by blue. It don't turn blue. They only turn grey. What can I do here? What can I do here? Well, that's great. I can get 3. It must be. There must be a way of doing this. I've turned to the blue-grey now because the white is in the middle. Oh my God, okay, hang on, can I use this? If the white is in the middle, this now acts white. So turning this one should turn these 2 grey. Okay, That doesn't, but how does that help me? Now I just lose even more blue. How can I, how can I turn things into blue? Okay, let's flip this one up here. Let's... If I have a blue in the middle... If I have a blue in the middle, what? What? What can I do with this? I might actually have to go back and look at old footage of using white tiles. Okay, well, I looked at least one instance when I actually opened the inner sanctum, and I don't think that helped me. So, but there must be a way to do this. It must. Logically, we need, only the white tiles can be used to create another blue tile. The white tiles essentially shift between white and grey, which does not help. However, there must be something to do. The only other extra thing that we have to work with here is the fact that we have blue tiles. All I know about blue tiles is the way they take on what's in the center. The way they take on the color of what's in the center. I've lost most of it. What? I almost feel like I may need to walk away from this one, because I don't know what the dynamic is. If I have white in the center, these only move. It doesn't matter to me that they move. Not right now, it doesn't. White is the only thing that changes color. How can I make it change to blue? God. I mean, there's... What is another kind of thing I can try here? Does having something like blue works with taking on the power of things that are in the center? Again, with these two, that only creates movement. These are the only ones that create change in color. just like surround the surround the white. White in the center will create color changing of the blues. Hello, Pixel. White in the center. White in the center to create a color changing dynamic for blue. If I press this, it's just going to turn to gray. Pressing the blue does exactly what you would expect. It does what a white tile does, so it changes to grey. However, it didn't change this to grey. Even though it's acting like a white, it only changed its own colour. Okay, alright, this is something. It only changed its own colour to grey, but it still changes to grey, which is the problem. So, okay, but what if instead of a white tile right here, what if this was a blue tile? Okay, hang on. Let's see if we can engineer this. Alright, if I get this one up here, then at least in the middle we can get white tile power. Now if I press this, it will change itself to grey, I think. But it won't change these to grey. So maybe I need... Oh, do I need to create a grey? Hang on. Well, hang on. Let's create a grey from the white, not the blue. Alright, there is a grey. Now this is acting as a white. That's it. So it changes it. So when you, alright, it changes a grey to itself. Okay. Alright, okay. So grey's then, okay. Whew, we've got something. We've got something. So grey's then, okay, got it. Changes not to white. Changes not to white. Changes to itself. I'm just making a note where I have the functionality of the white tiles. Okay, super good. So in that case, we need to create greys from the white while having a white in the center for the blues. Oh, right. How are we going to do this spatially? So this one will now change that to blue. That one will change those two to blue. This is great. And we do the same here. Okay, it's actually super easy. Yay! Lantern. So there is something to do with the lantern colors. For sure. Okay. I haven't made my map. I've made a mini map of these words and it's not really big enough to fit the word lantern in. All right. Something to do with the lantern colors. I mean, it definitely seemed so. It seemed that there was, you know, I suppose it just seemed like that's what the game would do. Okay, so down here will be drawing room. Over here should be solarium because they've given us this one. However, solarium is a dead-end room and the entrance to it is obviously not here. God, so now I realize I should be noting down the lantern colors. Okay, so all of this is a dead end, which means... okay, which means you get into solarium from bedroom. Thank God I've got this map here now. Oh man, and now I need a whole nother map. I need a whole nother map for lantern colors. Let's do it. I don't know about you, but at this stage in the game, I'm very good at drawing 9x5 grids. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so at the very least, 1, 2, 3. We'll put a green lantern there. God, I'm making so many notes. Okay, and a violet lantern here. Oh, bedroom doesn't lead to solarium, so it actually must be from the outer edge then. Okay. And then we have violet here and green up ahead. Okay. And this is solarium. Hello, solarium. Lovely to see you. What do you have? Ah, a rogue. So hang on. What is this though? It's a rogue moon, but on what? Moon? Crater. Horse. Gate. Also, hang on. It's got 18. Oh, 18. Well, 18 is an important number because that's in our... So, we know that 18 is an important number. It is what the Baroness tells us our 3 colours should sum to. I did go back and look at the numeric core original instructions that we found in the miner's office, and notably there, the example they give is how to use a numeric core to reach the number 18. But, you know, so I don't know if that's going to matter. But I noticed it, and I'm letting you know. What am I missing here? Like, crater, creature doesn't work. Moon, rogue, horse. Right, what's some horse words? Gate, gate, stallion, horse, pony. Run. And what have we got? Moon. I mean, to me that looks like it's moon's surface, which is why I'm thinking crater. All right, I can come up with the word canter for a horse, but canter and crater are not one letter different. I mean, it would probably be the obvious thing from looking at the photos. This is a horse cantering, and a crater, a moon crater. It's not a cranter. So that's odd. There must be... Hello, Pixel. Hello, sweetie. Are you giving the microphone cuddles? Alright, I might have to leave that one. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. So here we have... In Solarium we have... Hi. Pixel, it's still a little bit too early, Bubba. Okay. What have we got? We need to create green. What can we create green from? Orange. Okay. With pink in the middle, this will all just go down. That's not useful except with these. But currently the blue is at the bottom, so it's not going to do anything. So I need to get blue at the top. Great, and let's swap that back. Okay, cool. So now we've got sideways movement on the top and the bottom, which is fantastic. This can move down. There we go. There we go. So we can just do this again. Great. All right, now how do we move them into the position that we need them? I need one of these up and one of these down. This will currently move down just as it is, so that's perfect. However, then I'm going to lose my ability to shift this. Maybe that's fine. So maybe if I this, I can swap this immediately. We can have this move down, this move across, and this move down. Swap that. No, but that doesn't move this. I still need to move this one off and then up again. Let's swap this back. Swap that. Okay. The problem is that I can do that, but now I can't get these in the right position. And the only way I could do it is by using a blue to swap this. I can swap the pink down. How's that going to help me? Let's just try. I can swap the pink down. Now I have a green in here. Ah, if I put this, okay, now that takes on the black. Great. Why was I putting blue in the corner? You fool. Green. Green, you fool. I was in the habit of going blue. Everything blue. Everything is blue. All right, either way, I figured out some techniques. So, let's do this again. All right, so what do I need? What do I ideally need in the center to be able to move these? I do still need the blue. I mean, it would be great if the blue could have this functionality. No, not that one. No, this one. Move this across. Look, everything is blue, right? Everything is blue. My poor brain. I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. The prism, Rebecca. We're working with different colors here. Okay. All right. Okay, let's do this. So I need I need the ability, I need the blue. I either need one of these. Ideally, I need to keep this green up here, this green up here. I just need this green here. I can swap. No. I can swap that there, and then swap that back. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good. We can move that across, change that to green, do it the other way. Whoops, too far. Change that to green. Okay, now we've got what we need. Now we're back where we were before, just with the right colors. And so, what was the best way to do this? We've now only got 2 blues to act like whatever is in the center. Currently that will just move south. It's not hugely effective. The green itself is very mobile, but not the ones in the center. Not the ones in the center. So what can I do? How do I move the only way really I think to move these ones off the center is with things acting like pink. So blue will do that here. That's fine. We probably just need to now swap. Yeah, I can do this to get a blue here. Oh, whoops, wrong way. I can swap this green with the blue. Now the blue will swap down. There we go, perfect. We got it. Through. Okay, it's another big word that's not going to fit in my... Through. So far I have through lantern, past we seek on the next rank down, and then rank 1 of the lies. I don't think these are in the right order. I think that these are going to have to move into a different order. Okay, other than that, extremely beautiful, Solarium. Love your work. Lovely to see you. Okay, so Solarium. There we go. Just noting down where its entrance is. So we might as well go up here then. So up here is a blocked hallway, but we have another room here. Ah, Nook. Hello, Nook. Great. Man, this is a I have 5 different maps here. So when there are pauses, that's why I'm noting down different things on all of these different maps. Cool. It's so interesting to see the rooms in this style. This is crazy. This is one of the most amazing things I could never have imagined for this game to deliver. Just like so astonishing. Anyway, hang on. Where are our pictures? All right, a rook and a crook. No. But again, that's multiple letters different. What else could it be? A hook. Ah, a hook, not a crook. A hook, a rook, and a... Nevertheless, that is also Like they have two different letters between them. No, it is a rook and a crook. No, I was right the first time. It's a rook and a crook. So the letter is C. The letter is C. Okay. And here we're looking for purple. Rebecca, we're creating purple. We're creating violet. Okay. So we've only got one blue to work with anyway. We've got orange, which we can change. Oh, we've got red. Dastardly red. Okay. Red is... How does red work again? Right, red changes all black to red. Nevertheless, how does that get us to violet is my question. So maybe again, it's not just that it changes, maybe it works like the other one does. It doesn't just change things to red, it changes to whatever the press tile is. So this could be, we may need to get red in the middle then. Or, yeah, red in the middle, and then use the blue to change the black. So in that case, how are we going to do that? These things are already south. I can't use I need to move these onto other lines. So I'm going to have to, alright, I'm going to have to use the blue to do that with this in the middle then. So we're going to need to swap the blue up there. Okay, then we can, so I can at least get that down. What does this do for me? This allows me to swap this, but it doesn't allow me to get, I need the purple. So we actually might need, yeah, we need to do this. We need to get purple up here. That's what we need. Okay. Now with purple there, we can swap this one. Great. Now this is purple, and at least this one goes south, but I don't think that necessarily matters. We can move this back here. I can now swap the green with something again. In fact, we can do that if we need to. That actually might be the right move, because then we can move this over here. Yeah, we're actually going to need the red down here. Oh, whoops. Let's start again. Anyway, look, I think I was on the right track there. So, where was I starting? We're starting with using the blue with the black power. We move that across. We swap that there. We swap that one down. We move that across. Okay. Green. Yep. We move that so we can get a purple up here. Great. Now I press the green to get the red down here. This one will now swap with the red. We can get the red in the middle. Okay, now, pressing the blue will now act as a red, but will it do what our white tiles did and change them to blue? That's what I'm hoping. Yes. So that, all right. At least we know we can manipulate the red tile in that way. However, I need violet tiles and not blue tiles. So the thing is though, at least now I have a lot of blue to perform different functions. So what we need now is for the blue to act like orange. Oh, the problem is I've gotten rid of all my black. That's the huge problem here. Okay. All right. It was a good experiment, but actually doesn't do what I need. So maybe actually that's not the way. Maybe it's just simply getting the orange here. Maybe we just ignore the red. Maybe we just need to get the orange here so that we can change the blue. Yeah, we need the blue. So we first need the blue to act like an orange, I think. And then we can change the orange to violet as well. Alright, this is many stages of difficulty. I don't know if the red is going to be a part of this then. Maybe. I at least know that I can change them to blues if need be. If that turns out to be useful later. But for now, no. Alright, so we can get that down there. That gets us some movement here. So, cool. Now the blue is acting like a violet, so that's not useful for us right now. I really need to get another violet up top, I think. I really need to get one of the blacks on the bottom just to make things much easier. Oh, hi Pixel. Hey, actually I need to go and give Pixel his treats. That's what he needs. He's hitting on a little picture over here. He's like knocking. Hello, treat time. All right, Pixel's happy. Let's see if I can make myself happy. I am happy. I'm happy just being here. I'm happy. I'm so happy being here. So I can at least, I suppose what we can do is just swap this here and then swap the purple back down. And now we have this in the center. Problem is, now my blue will be effectively an orange, but I ideally need it like here. What would actually work is swapping this and swapping this down, right? This should turn, yes, okay, great. And now can I just do this? No, not quite. In that case, if I do that, and then yes, and then we get purple up in this corner. Is that going to be enough? Yes, it's enough. Okay, great. Okay, so now we just have a placement issue. Don't click red. Don't click red. Okay, blue is gone. So, but we've got lots of black to play with. So, what's the way to do this? Getting blue down is not a problem. Don't click red. Okay. If I can get, maybe I need to swap this. Get the green up there. Get this one here. Okay, that feels pretty good. And now, I mean, I can easily get this purple back up here now. And just get this one down. There we go. There we go. Rain. Ooh. It could be, there's so many possibilities. It could be like through the rain, past lies. Okay, so rain. Okay. And then nook. Where were the nook entrances? Ah, there's billiard room. Okay. So we were coming in. Yep, that's the green. Okay. Hang on. That's the green lantern that I marked on the edge. So nooks, entrances. That goes north. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. Above here is orange. And then this corner goes around. And straight north is, in fact, along here is also orange. Okay. I'm thinking about what the Baroness's letter on the hidden hue said was about like lines of, what was it specifically? You know, like she was implying that you have whole like lines of color, lines of light. Where is it? 3 lines of light, 3 shades foreseen. So the fact that some of these things have lines, like go in lines themselves, you know, orange to orange could be a part of this. Okay. Hello, billiard room. It's been a while. I've been with your cousin. Break room. Billiard. Oops. It looks so different having a totally different background here now. Okay, and billiard room goes around this way. Oh, the old bar without the coffee on it. So this is 1 and bone, I would guess. B. So we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, rank 5 here. B. And this one, oh, hello. So we've actually got a fen box. That's interesting. Okay, got it. Alright, so how am I making my reds then? We can... So the pinks are all of our movement. That's all we've got there. We must be able to change... Hang on. If we get the white in the center, now blues act like white. However, what did that allow me to do before? It allowed me to make things blue. I need to make things red. I could make a lot of things red in the last one, but that was using blacks. Ah! Hang on, what just happened there? It changed grey to black. Okay, alright. It changes grey to black. It changed white to black. Okay, and then to red. Okay, alright, that's our dynamic then. But why? But why? Why did it do that? All right, so in that case, I need to, okay, in that case, I need to, okay, there we go. But that, all right, I've got the pieces of the puzzle here. I just need to put them together in the right order. That gets white in the center. That allows us, hang on, that allows us to, yep, to change all of these into gray. If I change them all into white, white to black, black to red. There we go. That's actually very lovely the way that that happened, so symmetrically like that. So now we should just need to, we just need to shift these in some way that works. But how is this gonna work? How is this gonna work? This is a good question. Because the pink, how do I get the pinks out of the corner? Maybe I can't. Ah, there's a whole nother step here. Damn, okay. There's a whole nother step here. So that involves movement before we do any of this. But how is any of this gonna work? How can I move any of the pinks? Only by getting a pink in the center and having the blues act as pink before I change their color. But I mean, I can't even figure out how to do that. I've got a blue in the center now, acting like a blue. Is there any way for me to change the pinks into red? Doesn't really feel like it. I can't move any of the pinks as far as I can think. You know, if I can't get them into the center, then blue is useless. Sorry, blue. And I have nothing else that involves movement. I only have these corner ones. I feel like I need to be able to change the color of the pink. I don't know how I can move them or change their color with what I have. These are the premium Morajai boxes. These are giving me a challenge. And in a lot of cases, there are dynamics that I either don't remember, it's just been way too long, or maybe there are new dynamics that I've never played with, especially with the inclusion of the blue now. Ah, hello, black. Okay, so it's using the red to get a black. However, I have a black that can't impact the pinks here. So red will change now. All right, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Thank you, red. Thank you. I forgot about that in-between dynamic of yours. Okay. Red changes to... Got it. Got it. Okay. So now we've got at least got a pink that's off center. We can honestly move all of the... We can move all of them off center. As long as we have that one. Hey, Pixie. I just have to open the cupboard for him. I bet you don't even want to go in now, huh? You just want to have a look in. That's fine. I get it. Okay, all right, cool. At least as long as we've got one of these, we can alter the rest. That's all good. So now, what was there? What was the next thing? The next thing was I need the red in the center. And now, no, that changes to itself. Okay, so I've lost the black. All right, hang on. All right, we're partway there. We're partway there. This gets us a black. If I press it again, it changes the white to red. Okay, let me remember. If I... Okay, so this... I need to create more reds. If I press this again... Okay, so I need the black in the center so that the blues act as reds, and then they will all turn red. Okay, so first step this, move so we have a pink off center, get the black in the center, hopefully now, no. No? Why didn't that work? Why didn't that work? Shouldn't the blue act as black in that case? Problem is if I do this, then I don't have the black where I need it to move these. So I really feel like I need to do this first. I need to at least move that. The red doesn't rely on spatial proximity, as far as I know. Oh, I need to fuel up with some more coffee. Why didn't that work? I feel like that should have worked. But it didn't. But it didn't. So we take that seriously. It didn't for a reason. I don't think there's anything I can do with the grey. But if these would just... Like if I put the red in the center... Look, I'm in this experiment. If I put the red in the center, these will act as red. That just changes them to blue. That's no good. If I put the black in the center, only this turns to red. Well, that was my best guess. Why can't I change the blue? Alright, hang on. Alright, next thought. The grey in the center means that the blue acts as grey. So actually, if I can just at this stage change the blue to grey, and we put the grey in the center, now these are acting as grey. No, but it doesn't change the grey, it changes the white. So I need them to white. Okay, different tactic then. Okay, we're getting there, we're getting there. Same thing again. If I get the white there, now they should be all acting as white. If I press... I think I need like 3 of them to be, I need them all to change to white. So if I click this, but they don't actually change. I thought that, no. Okay. We need to swap this back to grey. All right, so now the blues are effectively greys. If I press the white, but they're not next to each other. That's the problem. I need the grey in the center for the blue to act like white. How can I arrange this to work? It's easy enough to get the grey back in the center, but I can't get the white next to them to act as white. Alright, no, I can't do that. I can't do that without having done this already. But the problem is once I've done this, the white is gone. Like, this doesn't change it back to white. I feel like... What am I missing here? I feel like all of the pieces individually work, but I can't find a sequence that works. Okay, I just paused to play around with this myself. So, I've realized that if you get white in the middle and press blue, which is now acting like white, it turns itself grey. Which I understand, but... Anyway, I don't fully understand it. I'm not sure why it doesn't change this one in the middle to grey. But this way I can get all of these grey now. Okay, so that's something. Now from here, I think I still want the white to be up here. So if I press this, I'm hoping these all turn to white. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, good. Now... we click this once, they will turn to black, which I need to move, well, just to move pinks anywhere else, honestly. I don't know how much I need to do this. I might need to move to move at least a couple away from the corners. Can I just, because we can then just press this and we'll have all of the reds that we need. So can we get the blacks in position before we do that, I guess? Well, yeah, maybe so. Nearly? Not quite. Can I get the red up until the up into this corner, I'm wondering. Or what if I shift this instead into the corner? Now I've lost, but I need to be able to move the red. Okay, not quite, but we're doing something. We're doing something. Okay, that's something. As you can tell, I don't have a huge plan here. I'm just sort of trying things and hoping I get myself to places. I've made this much worse than where I was. But then it's going to move this one. How can I get all four? I've got to use the black to move. But if I move a pink into the center... Now I'm all over the place. Okay, that's fine. This works. Yep, okay, cool. And now, bam. God, okay. That one was tough. Us. Us, we made it in the end. Us, okay. Cool. Thank you, billiard room. Been lovely visiting. Now, that was back to Nook. So now we're facing across to trophy room by the looks. And this goes around the corner. But this is blocked. And this is blocked. Okay. Trophy room. Interesting. I think trophy room was one of the ones that wasn't actually listed in the atelier. Because I only had a sort of 24 room, like I made a list of them all. I made a list of 24 of the rooms that were actually named outside. Cool. No trophies. Well, except for these ones at the top. Okay, we've got harbour, maybe. Or something else. Okay, so this is going to be a multi-interpretation. So what is this? It's a case, a suitcase. A suitcase. A pier, a jetty, a boat, sail, luggage. Oh, hang on. Luggage. Luggage. What? What is another? You know what? Oh, I might work on this one. It might come to me in a bit. Oh, my poor brain. My poor brain, it's doing so many things at once. Oh, Morajai. Nice. Okay, so we need to create whites. Okay, we've got greys, which we can turn to white. Red, dangerous red, will turn the white to black irrevocably. And pink can just shift everything around. Cool. No blues to play with. And we've only got one black, unless we ruin the white. Okay. This at least seems like a better place to begin. So I can shift, alright, so this is an interesting dynamic. I can shift the black anywhere onto this line, and then theoretically I could use that to get the black elsewhere to move other things. Okay. So we can kind of keep using this dynamic of shifting the black onto new planes. I guess we need the white. We need a white in between some greys. So if we just consider the circle of the outer edge, yeah, okay. There we go. All right. So we've got one more white now. We just need to be able to do it. Will this do? No. Yes. No. It won't. No. I need two greys, like a white in between two greys. So if I press this, there we go. All right. Now we've got our whites where we have our whites. We have our whites. We now just need to get them into a position, and we're going to need to use the black to... I need this one moved. Ideally. This works. There we go. Yay! Okay, that one was much easier for me. Hooray! Right. A direction, maybe? Trophy room. Us right. Okay, so trophy room right, and it was white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Sweet. Okay, and that's looking back at billiard room. Oh my god, I'm cataloging so much here. So here in between these rooms is a violet lantern, and just down here is orange, which I've already got marked. Okay, all right, okay, we're getting places. So from trophy room, we can go here. So in here should be kitchen, because this is already marked on the map. Here is an orange lamp, green lamp just below that. Okay. How are we getting into kitchen then? Because this is blocked off down here. God, I hope my steps hold up. What is this one? Corridor? Oh, this is corridor. It's already marked on the map as well. Okay. Kitchen is in here. We obviously need to get maybe from the south. Okay, corridor. You go east-west. You have... kick, spear, weapon, fight, sharp, boxing, spear, peer, hit, combat. They're both to do with fighting, but that's not the name of the game here. Alright, let's work on this. Blue. Okay, so we've already got our 4 blues. In that case, we just need to do some shifting around. Okay. But we have 2 blues that are in the middle, which means we need up-down movement to get to them, because the greens are not going to help us in the immediate. And so we have the yellow for that. But if we get... how can I do this? If we could get the yellow into the center, which we can't do from here because it go up, I need it to go down. So I might need to... How can I use the green to do this? I've got no blacks to use, so I can't shift things horizontally. If I could get... I'm just thinking, if I could get the yellow in the center, then we can just shift these up. I mean, I can get the greens here and the blues here. So the blues are, alright, the blues are currently acting, this is what we need to work with. The blues are currently acting as orange. Are you asking, is this puzzle asking me to change blues to another color, to yellow maybe, and then use another orange to change them back? This is, I can only do movement in the corners as it is. I cannot get the yellow to a corner. I cannot move the yellow at all. So I can only, I can't get the greens anywhere but the corners. I cannot get this anywhere else right now. I can only use the functionality of the blue, which is orange. So actually, I could do this. Okay, now we can, alright, we can swap things here. Man, this is a bit counterintuitive, but it feels like it's logically the only thing I can do. Oh, more coffee, more fuel. Now where do we end up? Well, I can get a green going here. But I still can't move. I can't move yellow. And I now have one less blue than I need. What does having this be green do for me? It lets me create a line of greens here. But if I shifted that back, I could create a blue here, but why would I do that? Why would I do that? I have now the right number in a slightly different position. Ah. Okay, but, But still. So this is such, these are all so incredibly well designed. They're so incredibly challenging, but so well designed and so fun to think about. So the only way we really have movement in this besides green is through changing color itself. I feel like I need to use the yellow. But I think I could change this one to blue, but then where would I be? Then I would just have blue in the middle. It wouldn't do anything for me. I almost feel like do I need to create another, I can't create another yellow, because I would need another yellow to do that. And I could have the blue act as yellow, except I would need to be able to move the yellow to be able to do that. The yellow would have to be already in the center for that to work. So I can make a green, and I can go from green back to blue. That gets me movement here, but only back and forth. I can't change the center. I can change the corners quite easily. So I mean, I could change this back to a green. Now I can just swap green with green, so it's even less useful. Right, so this very easily changes to a blue. I have so many blues, but I cannot get them into the corners where I need them. It feels like using the yellow, like we cannot copy a yellow. We can't do it. It can't be done. Unless, so the only thing I can think to do is to get a green on this spot. A green on this spot. How could I do that? We could change this to blue. Put the green down here. Yes. Now we have a yellow where we can move it. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Thinking logically, we get there. So then, with the yellow down here, I could now use this to swap things that are in the middle there. I could change this to blue and then get a blue down here. But then I will be sacrificing. Well, let's try. So now we have, we can't change color anymore. We've just got a big bunch of blue. So hang on. So how can I use this? I could now use this to get the green in the middle. And now the blues act as green. So we can move the yellow again. Okay, and then I can get the yellow in the middle and move these up. Oh my God. So challenging and clever. Wow. Pass. I passed. Where are we? We're in corridor 1, 2, 3, 4. Pass. Okay. And this one was... this one was a blue. Okay, I really need to go back and find out what kitchen was. But anyway, let me note that out here. We have an orange. And that looks like music room across from... Oh yeah, music room is already marked on there. Okay. Okay, and up here we have an orange and then a violet. Down there we have red, yellow, red. Got it. Oh my God. My God. So instead of doing music room, I'd really like to try and figure out how to get my way into kitchen. So where am I? God, I'm looking across 5 different maps here on my notebook to work all of this out. I am now here looking into dining room. Okay. So is dining room above gallery, I think. Dining room. Cool. And dining room is another one that I think wasn't listed. Yeah, it wasn't listed in the atelier. Okay, hello dining room. Do you have appropriately food? Food and agriculture makes a lot of sense. Okay, so what can this be? Orange, fruit, clementine. What is this? Farm, fields, leaf, barn. I mean, to me this looks like an orange, not an apple. But maybe it is an apple. Maybe it's a bit of a weirdly drawn apple. Alright, I'm gonna move on. I feel like my brain is getting too stuck, like jumping between too many of these different logics. If it doesn't come quick, it's alright. I've got a photo of it. I move on. I can figure it out afterwards. So here, okay, we're going for, Vera. No, sorry, Carrarica. In the dining room, which is on rank 3. Okay. Well, I would think all I need to do is to get a pink in the middle, but I can't do that. We've established that. Unless I can make black, I can't move a pink from the corner here. Would be real. Otherwise, it'd be super easy. So what do we have? We have. So we can change. Oh no, actually, well, look, I can change that to pink. And then we can move things around, okay. But how... I think the only way for this to work then is to change the blue back to an orange, which means getting an orange in the center. Then having the blue surrounded by orange. So let's see how we go. Oops, not that. Okay, that works as far as that. Now, can I get that? Okay, we have orange in the center, the blue. Yep, all right, so we've got our 4 orange, and we've got pinks all over the place. Hopefully, though, we can make this work. Let's go with that. Yes! Light, okay. None of these words I think are surprising. Light. Us write rain, pass through lantern light, past we seek of the lies. I'm still guessing that that's going to turn out to be lies past or something like that. Okay, all right. So that's looking back. From dining room, we are looking back at we're looking back at hallway. We might as well go this way. Right in front of us here We have orange. Down there we've got, okay, great. Yellow and yellow. Okay, that's useful. Over here we have above the yellow, yeah, violet and violet. Okay, that helps me fill in a couple. And down there we have orange, orange, and orange all the way down. Orange all the way down. All right. So here at this intersection, this is so this is really confusing because I'm dealing with rooms, but the rooms have an entire different structure through them, which is corridors. So it really is like a maze. So if I look straight into hallway, if we go through hallway, that's the green lamp I was expecting. I'm just double checking things, but this is definitely blocked. This doesn't get me into kitchen. Yeah, so like I can't just think about going through rooms. I have to think about going around the rooms as well. Solarium. This doesn't get me into kitchen. So this... No, this should be Nook. Aha! Kitchen! I found you. Kitchen, you tricky room. Okay, so you go around like that. Okay, got it. Appropriately, food. So what is this? A pie and a pear. I'm gonna say pie and pear for this one. So this one must be R. 1, 2, 3, 4, R. Got it. So this rank is so far C, R, and something I haven't figured out yet. Do you have anything in you here? My nemesis. I wanna turn the tap on. Okay, and here we've got Kararika again. Okay, so we've got plenty of orange. We have yellow that will move these up. We have green that only one green, and we've got one blue that will here. If this, yeah, this does, so even if there's orange in the middle, it doesn't, the blue doesn't actually count, which is what I thought. Okay. You guys are listening to me say okay a lot. Alright, so we're almost there, but obviously it's not going to be that easy. How could I get an orange here? I could get, I could swap this one. So we can only move this green up and down. That's all we can do. The only other movement that we have comes from the yellow. I could put this yellow here, and then the blue would act as a yellow. But what would that do for me? I could move that one there. And that one there. So now I have an orange in this corner, but I've ruined this corner. I can bring this orange up here, but all I could do here is swap these two, and then I would just have an orange here. This would act as an orange, but that's not in the useful way. Or I could swap this to have the green in the middle. Now if I do that, the blue acts as a green and swaps there. And that would be great if I had a yellow that I could swap this with. Now I have a green that is immobile. But I have a blue over here that acts as a green. I don't think that's going to be useful though. That's just gonna... It just swaps here. Alright, so again, pieces of the puzzle, but I don't think there's any way to move forward from what I have. So let's go back to this. Back to the start. Okay. So we're mostly there. So what if I swap? I feel like getting this one over here is critical. So if I just straight up do that, now this acts as a green. I miscalculated there. Hang on. Can I do anything with this? That wasn't what I intended. I'd forgotten that it would change. All right, yeah, that it would be swapping with this one in the corner. Nevertheless, have I got anything useful here? Not really. Now I have an immobile green, and the yellows will not move. So no, that's useless. We can do this. We can do this. I made it through that fen one. That was sort of the most challenging, I think. But they've all been well, most of them have been pretty challenging. A lot of them have been pretty challenging. Okay, interesting. So we really, with what we have, let's think about it this way. We only have up and down movement unless I put the green here and have the blue here, essentially. Or have the blue in a corner where I have diagonal movement. So if I can get myself to this state, then I find myself in a position, either way, where I'm like, I need a way to swap, to have like a yellow. No, the yellow would be most useful down here to swap something down. No, except it won't do that. So like, what's the final position that I want to be in? What's the final swap that I want to do? Alright, I'm just thinking ahead. If I were to swap these and I have an orange here, then I would be able to swap the orange back down into this corner with the yellow here. if this were an orange. So swap, this currently acts as yellow. Great, that's how that works. But now I find myself not having an orange here. And if I do that, that doesn't, yeah, doesn't act as an orange. Somehow it feels like this is the right starting point so that we get this functionality in the blue. We get a yellow down here, which is, you know, sort of ideally where yellows are the most useful. If I put the orange up here, that means I can only use this to swap, get an orange in the middle. An orange in the middle doesn't do anything. But I can now swap with that to have the yellow back down the bottom again. Okay. Swap. I wonder if before that stage, okay, hang on, let me let me try something else. Okay, so first step, swap there. Now we have blue here. Okay. Swap, okay, I have to swap this with, to do what I did before, I have to swap that there. Swap that around. Swap that around. It just gets me gets me kind of back here. Alright. It's an interesting dynamic though. Okay, I paused just to have a bit more of a play around with it. I think we actually do need to change color to do this. So I've realized that if I actually just start here, we gain another yellow, but that's fine. We do still have enough oranges. So now the dynamic shifts if we... if we get the... So now we've got two yellows at the bottom. We've still got the blue acting like a yellow. This is still a yellow. Ah, perfect. There we go. There we go. Okay. I didn't think I needed to change color with that one, but no. Two for the kitchen. Rain to pass, it now reads. Okay, so I've got all of the south western corner now. That's great. Okay, we can go out kitchen, and as expected. No, not as expected. A green light outside of kitchen. I didn't have that marked down. That one is blocked. And then straight down the other way we have orange, violet, and violet. Okay. Alright, so we've got all of that corner. We can move across now. Dining room, yep. We can go next to dining room. So down here, yeah, red, yellow, red, I have this marked. And then orange, violet, violet, I have this marked. Orange, orange, I have this marked. All right, that's that red. Okay, so this one here is orange, red, red. Orange above. Oh god, I'm a little bit lost on my on my lantern map between my 5 different maps here. Red, orange. Yeah, orange. Got it. Yellow, red. Okay, that's all good. Okay. So maybe let's pop in here. Yep, that's the entrance hall. Okay. And then we can go along entrance hall. Oh. That's all right. That's the start. Okay, that's the start. Okay. Well, actually, that's useful because I don't have all of the lanterns. So there's no lanterns in the first... Okay, there's no lanterns down here at all anyway. Right. I have totally turned myself around. So if I go up this first one, I just want to double check I've got everything. Yep, yellow, yellow, orange. I have that marked, but I don't have the lanterns down here marked. Violet, that's why. Okay, got it. It looks so weird to see a colored room come through. I'm just writing column names. A, B, C, D, E. Okay, that makes it easier for me to go between my different maps. Yep, so we're going between... Guys, I'm so lost. I'm not lost, it just takes a bit to orient between these because my system is a bit messy. But I am getting it. I am getting it. So, yeah. That's the red, yellow, red. We go down here. And here we've got red and... sorry, blue. Haha. Is this like my first blue lantern? Red and a red up from there. Okay. And I might as well go and take a look around here. So I'm not sure where else I'll have a view. Ooh, here we have a clear run. Wow. Okay. So that's orange, red, 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 red. I'm going to say that looks like another red, though I'm not sure. But I would say, like, if this is the thing that relates to, like, the lines of light, then that's a very long line of reds, which is a primary color. So that makes sense to me. Okay, got it. I don't want to like run my steps down. Aha, pantry. Gotcha. Pantry, entry, and it's oriented like this. So a harp and... God, what are some other words for what I'm looking at here? A spear, sharp, weapon... Sharp! Harp and sharp. Okay, got it. Finally. Something that's on my level. Harp and sharp. Ah! So I think that this makes the word on rank 1 bless. I was thinking bleed. Why? Bless. Of course that makes sense. So I suspect whatever the next room is along there, it's also S. And here we have a blue. Got it. So we've got 4 blues. We have tiles that move southwards, and we have one black tile to move horizontally. Okay. But the blue tiles can take on any of these. So currently, I could Just shift that there. Now all of the blue tiles will shift horizontally, which is great, except that I only have one at the top. It works perfectly for down here. So actually what I probably need first is to give our blue tiles southward horizontally, southward movement, and then, no, actually I need to start with this. I need to move this in a position where, how is this going to work? These are only going to go south. I think I need that blue there. If I put this in the center, the problem is that this will just swap with a blue will just swap with a blue. So maybe I need this here then. That swaps. Okay, now we've got our two in the middle. I can swap that back into the middle to move these into the correct position. That one will go there. No, that would be great if I needed the pink in the middle, but what I need is the blue in the middle. So anyway, right basics. So that's how we can shift things around though. That works. Now to get the blues in the corner though, then we can, so we've got two at the top and one at the bottom. I need ultimately to get another blue down here. This, so now we have, okay. Given that these move south, I still think that we need to get another pink up here, another violet up here. Because we can always move the pinks down. However, well, I have the blues. No, hang on. All I should need to do now, yeah. Now we've got the blues in the right section. Perfect. There we go. That's the thing. Wee. That's how I feel doing all of these puzzles. Wee. For a pantry. And it was blue. Okay, great. Right above me here is a red. I've got that one marked down. And then back there is the orange. Yep, I've got that. So let's find the access to our corner room here. Aha, storeroom. A dead end spot. All right. What have we got? Oh, a vine. Vine or thorns. There's no swimbird. I can't pay tribute. I suppose that the color is a tribute, right? Horns. Thorn and horn. So T. Oh. That's not what I expected. I thought this would be an S room. Blessed? Blessed? Like blessed spelt incorrectly. So, well, maybe these letters themselves need to be put in a different order. Maybe they don't work just as they are. Okay. So, red again. Well, we know that we can create reds here, but before we do that, we need a way to move the pinks out of the corner. We've got no blues to play with. We have these that will move horizontally, but not vertically. and I have an orange that I could turn into something. Would this currently turn into grey? Yeah, okay, if I do that. Alright, so then ultimately, yeah. No. Now, the problem is that my pinks cannot reach the blacks. So I think I need to turn the orange then into a black. How then? No, or do I just need to turn the orange into a... I can't use a white. We're already... There's no whites. You know, like theoretically we're past the white in the white cycle. So if I turn this into grey, yeah, it's going to be unaffected by the red. I could turn this into pink. Okay, that gets me some movement. Okay, that's the one. That's the one. So then, you know, this one is covered now. This is all good. Well, we might as well just turn them all into reds, I guess, because that's what we're working with. And let's see what we can... You know, no, I've realized the problem of turning them into reds prematurely is that I lose the ability of... I lose the black, so actually let's not do that. We just want to get orange down here, turn it into pink, be able to get some movement all around the board, but still retain the black until we're ready to change it. But we want to get the black and the red in the corner. So we need to do some shifting with the black on top of the... We need to do combos of black and pink shifting. Okay. Alright, this should be good. Let's just get the black into position. Bam! There we go. Nice. Cast. Cast has come up. Cast has come up somewhere. Oh my god, between all of the books and letters and bits of writing that I've got here and there. Cast, eh? So around this corner we're looking at orange. This is a dead end. And this is a corner room maybe. Ah, hello. Oh, that's interesting. That's our first look outside. Hey, that's very interesting. A comb and a... Hang on. Comb, a cob, okay. So M goes here. It's so interesting. I'm just going to keep saying this over and over again, but it is just like, it's amazing to see the different versions of these rooms. Okay, this one is Carrarica. Orange. Okay, again, we've got our good old pinks in the... Oh my god, hey! Oh, this one is a combo. It's a... Wow. I've never come across this before, I don't think. Huh. That's interesting. So we need 2 reds, which we can make quite easily. And 2 oranges, which we already have, but they are not in the right position. And the pinks are hogging the corners. So we need the black at the very least to be able to just shift things around. We need to retain the black so that we can keep shifting. All right, so I need these corners to be red. And, oh, okay, all right, okay. Interesting. So if I could get the right distance between them in the, you know, outside and manage to get a pink in the middle, like that, you know, then, so like these 2 are correct now. Okay, this could work. Now we have this one correct. And I just... am I gonna be able to do... how do I get this last one in place? If I move the pink here, it's going to move the orange, but can we work with that? So orange is correct here, but I need the black to be here. So I need the black to be 2 more further ahead. But no, yeah. Now my orange is in the wrong position. And now I've just transferred the problem to the other side. Okay, how about if I... hang on. Not too bad. Do I need to fix this with a pink in the middle, maybe? So essentially I need the black here. I need this one on the other side. So I need black with the orange one back from it. But this still needs to be 2 away from that. This would be great, except that these are in the wrong position, and that doesn't work. What am I doing here? Okay, to save you the pain, I just played around with it until I got myself here. So this should do it. Interesting. Huh. Left. Another, so we have left and right. Cloister. Interesting. Is this our first 4-door room? I wonder. Okay, so that's looking north. So, yep, we have orange out there. Got that. We have, yep, I have all of the lanterns. Library. So this is filling out, rank 2. Oh, doesn't this look amazing? Oh man, hang on. What if there's nothing? I was like, what if there's a secret thing written where the books are? There's nothing. This is also what I actually have written here. I wrote for myself any high rooms, like e.g. clock tower, etc. So this is the first room that allows us to go up or down. Okay, so none of these have anything on them, but of course I have to check. Who knows? I know I should be like looking more carefully, but I feel like the first thing to do is to sort, because this will, if there is something to find in one of these rooms, one of these many messages, you know, and puzzles that we're figuring out might kind of lead us in the right direction. Okay, so we're going with blue again. We have 2 blues, but we have oranges that we can change into blue, and thankfully we have pink not in the corners for a change, so that's nice. So will this change to blue? That does change to blue. Okay, but what does that get me? So what's the utility of the central position in this one? Probably mainly just putting pink in the center is the thing. And then the blues will act as pinks, which is confusing, honestly. So, all right, we've got, so all of the pieces of the puzzle are there. We can shift with the pinks. We need to change, you know, the first thing to do is to change the oranges into blues. So that does that. There we go. Okay. This is good. Now it's just finding a way to shift them. It's just doing that. Okay, it's very easy. Yay! Simple one. What's corn got to do with it? So all right, this is interesting now for me to look. So now I'm looking at the collection of words that I have currently, and it's kind of all of the south 2 ranks, and all of the west, south west of the house. So I have us right, rain to pass, blank blank, through lantern light, blank blank, past we seek what's left of the lies we cast. So it's actually starting to. It's really interesting because obviously the very first thing I thought of was we seek what's in the shade of truth, and I thought, oh, that's what it's going to be. But obviously it's going to be like 45 words, probably. So it seems like it has bits and pieces, or at least has part of that message. But if this is the we seek what's left of the lies we cast, through lantern light. I mean, that makes sense. Rain to pass. I wonder if even we have to switch. Oh my god. Maybe we have to switch the ranks around. Now I'm just thinking this could be where we apply some of the lines that are in a new clue, and a new clue draft in particular, because it has things in there that are about like shifting the letters on the ranks or something like that. So it could be that. It could be that. Maybe we have to shift lines of things, you know? Like we have most of a message, but we have to shift an entire column or an entire rank or swap ranks, or it might be that kind of thing, which would be very clever if it is that, because then it would kind of be like a giant Morajai box, right? Then it would be a giant Morajai box. So this looks like a necklace or pearls. Pearls? I would say pearl. And I mean, this is a bunk bed or a ladder. Bunk. Bed. Bead. Bed and bead. Okay. So, aha. Well, this is really interesting because now the letters on rank 2 say Hugh Am, which would be large house, right? Haha. I did definitely think that was meant to be Hugh. Okay, super good, super good. Okay, I don't even know which way I'm pointing. Back to cloister, okay. Yep, we've got the red lantern. So library goes here. And library goes in every direction. And no, so it doesn't. Library only goes up here. Library only goes northwards. So let's go northwards. We have all of, orange, violet. I have all of that correct. And orange in that direction. This should be red, yes. And then that's blocked off there. But that is a way into this room and this room. So that's probably West Wing Hall, I'm going to guess. An observatory. Cool. And then observatory, we can go north. Super interesting. Hang on. What are these? Looks like a shoelace. Lace. Lace and... lace. What's it? What are some other words that are spear related? Spear related words. Or could it be something else like, could it be like, oh, hello. Something we can interact with. These things, I've never been able to figure out these things. Do they maybe do something here? Or is this just, hang on. Am I even looking? What does the world look like here? Kararika, Morajai. Oh man, I wonder if... Hang on. Alright, now I have to pull up my good old map. My hand-drawn map that I've had, that I've been, that I've put together from all kinds of bits and pieces of information in the house. Is this even the same? Are the pathways the same? So far, yes. Okay, and then here we've got, Arinda Aries, Arch Aries. It actually looks exactly the same. It's actually much clearer to see it in like the blue and the white here. Looks exactly the same so far. Of course, I cannot see I don't know, you know, like maybe this, I'm just thinking maybe something here shows like something different, part of a different era. Yeah, there's those little islands there. That leads to the bigger island that's to the side of Kararika. Huh. This one might give us a little bit more of a southerly view, but not all the way to the bottom. I wonder if we'll have planetarium. Yeah. Okay, there's Vera. All the lines, I'm just looking back and forth at this in my map, they all look the same so far. Okay, so probably the same, but I'll take a closer look at that. I'll take a closer look at that another time. Lace, tie. Place, glace. No, I'm not sure. I'm gonna move on. So the Morajai box is probably up here. Oh no, it's not, but let's go and have a look up here anyway. We can't manipulate these. Okay. But we can see outside and we can see mountains. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, indeed, the intrigue and the reveals keep on coming, and they're gonna keep on coming also in the next episode. We're gonna have to leave this one here. It's a big day, everybody. It's a big day. There's gonna be more to this day in the next episode. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope it's been very satisfying. And very interesting. And if you have been enjoying this episode, this day, and the whole series, of course, a like for the video, a subscribe for the channel if you're not subscribed at this stage is always very wonderful, helps the channel out a great deal. And of course, positive comments also do that and also very much make me happy. So thank you so much for that. And just as a semi-regular reminder, this channel does have a patron. If you have the means and the interest to throw a few gold coins at the channel and help to support what we do here, it is super greatly appreciated. And all kinds of bonuses and secrets go up on the patron, including early access to the pages of my blueprints notebooks, among other things like tier list content and all kinds of other things. So take a look. The link is in the description if you're interested. Other than that, thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of my wonderful, lovely Blueprints and Rebecca's Pixel Quest community, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.